Hey everybody, it's Irene with BrainStormAcres. And I am back in the great room again today. It's super windy outside, and being inside the greenhouse right now is like, the whole thing is rattling. It's fine, but it's just so loud. And I've decided I'm going to start a tray of seeds in the great room again. Why would I do that? Well, the greenhouse is full. So, starting a tray of seeds in here will let me give it 4 or 5 days. I'll wait till most stuff is up before I move it out there, and that'll probably get us through the next weird spell in terms of our weather. I think we were 37 last night, and obviously on a heat mat, it's not a problem. The heat mat keeps everything warm, and I put a dome of some sort on top of things. Most of the things that are in the greenhouse right now are very cold hardy, but there are things out there that are not, like tomatoes and stuff. They are on a heat mat with a dome and a double layer of plastic and stuff like that at night, and we've had no problems with them. But I decided that out of an abundance of caution, one of my girlfriends said she's tired of that phrase, but I'm just going to start some stuff in here. So I've got it mostly worked out. I'm just doing a small tray today. This is a 50, which is 50 cells, which is a 1020 size. And I'll talk to you about what I'm going to plant. So the first thing I'm going to plant is Tiara Cabbage. We actually harvested a Tiara Cabbage last night and ate an awful lot of it for dinner, actually. They're a small cabbage. They only get to be about 2.5, maybe 3 pounds, like that. They're perfect for small families, individuals who don't want to be up to their ears in cabbage forever. They're a very tender cabbage, and when I say tender, I mean the actual leaves are very tender. They don't get, even when they're older, they're crisp, they're not super thick, and they're not super, I'm going to say something weird. Some cabbage can be particularly stinky, I guess is the best way to put it. That's just not the way that stuff is. It's just lovely. It's mild, and we love it for making coleslaw. And that's exactly what we did with it last night, was we made coleslaw with it, and we saved a nice wedge of it so that I'll be able to make spring rolls sometime in the next 2 or 3 days. And because it just came out of the greenhouse yesterday, it'll hold for probably 2 weeks if we really decided to be that silly. But I know we won't because, well, we like it. So I am going to be starting some Tiara Cabbage. Now, I have Tiara Cabbage in various stages of growth right now in the greenhouse. And I am going to start some more here. I'm actually going to put 2 seeds in every cell on opposite corners, just in case they both come up. These are slightly older seeds, but I've had very good germination with even my older seeds this year, which is kind of normal for them. Tiara is a Johnny's product, Johnny Select Seeds. I am not sponsored by Johnny's at all. I just am a fan of their seeds. So they're not the only people I buy from. I won't even make believe. And I will be talking about some of the seed sources I'm using this time because it's a little unusual for us. We usually stick with the big boys. When I say the big boys, I mean reputable seed companies, not random people on eBay. But this year we've actually been forced to try a random person on eBay. I am skeptical, but we'll know when we taste it, basically. And it was a small amount of money, and it was the only chance we had of getting this particular type of seed. So I've got 2 seeds in each of these tiara cells, and the row is marked. I am currently planning that these will be planted outside in the shade on the north side of the house. We did that with some of our brassicas. Everything in the cabbage family is a brassica. Last year and had huge success. So I see no reason to not try it again this year. The only trouble we had last year was we had a flea beetle infestation followed by, oh, I forget what else, but we're going to, we have all our stuff in place so that if we have any problems, and now that we're aware of it, we'll just pay attention, that's all. And the second thing I'm going to plant is godfather peppers. Now, this is a normal pepper thing. This one is from Totally Tomatoes. They gave this to us as a giftie, and I'll be planting those here. These 3 spots are going to be godfather, and you'll notice this is not a standard thing. This came off of eBay, which is something that's kind of against my religion. Godfather peppers are a Burpee exclusive, and they are not currently, at least the last time I looked, and I looked a bunch of times, selling the seeds. The only way you can get their peppers is if you buy pepper plants. Well, I don't think Burpee can actually ship to Arizona. Arizona is very tight about their agricultural inspection standards, and some companies simply choose not to ship here because it's easier. It's a pain in the behind having stuff stuck in agricultural inspection. So, yeah. And a lot of times live plants don't make it because it takes them too long to get through inspection. So there are other companies like Stark that don't have any trouble shipping here, but you know, you have to look at that. So anyway, I was not interested in buying plants because in general, it's hard for us to get any kind of plants in the mail to have them come out right. But Godfather is Henry's absolute favorite pepper. So I looked for them, and I actually found them from a company called Seed King. They're saying that they're based out of Houston, I think it is, Texas somewhere. My personal belief is these seeds are coming in from China. The problem with Godfather is it is an F1, but we don't know what those varieties are, and we really like the Godfather pepper. It's incredibly prolific. I mean, a plant, the first year I grew him, it wasn't uncommon for there to be 6 or 8 peppers on that plant, and they got decent size. They're shaped like a banana pepper. So what I have done is I have bravely gone forth and gotten these seeds, and then I have also chosen another pepper variety that is supposed to be similar in terms of description to what these are normally described as. And I've got them started already. They have not germinated yet, but I've got those in the greenhouse. I picked that up from Haus Tools. It's a Mamma Mia Rosa or something like that. Anyway, it's a roasting pepper, which is what Henry really likes. So we're going to see what happens. I'm trying another variety of pepper besides this one because I don't know if this is going to be for real or not. And I'd like there to be an option just in case there isn't. We're also going to try, we tried several peppers last year. Like I say, this Sandia was a giftie, which is normal. When you buy from Totally Tomatoes, they almost always send you some sort of a gift pack. While I appreciate the sentiment, it does get to be problematic sometimes because you wind up with all these random varieties of peppers and tomatoes and everything else. We decided we would try the Sandia pepper because it should be a New Mexico style chili. We tried the Barren pepper last year, which was a poblano, and it was okay, but it was only okay for raw eating. We weren't that impressed with, like when we cooked it for things. It just, I don't know. It's got to be special for us to want to grow certain things, and it wasn't special enough, so we're not growing that again this year. Let's see. Next thing on the list is basil, and usually I rely on basil mostly self-seeding. Usually there's some that comes up in some of the beds in the garden. Last year, I think I grew maybe 2 basil plants in the greenhouse or something, and I just sort of popped them out. Usually, you'll be weeding and you'll go, oh, that's a basil plant. Okay, we'll just leave it. Because unless something's really in the way, I don't see a reason to fuss about it. Oh, this is one of those things where I'm reading the instructions, and it's like for pelleted seed, and I'm like, this isn't pelleted seed. That was just something random that they included in the information, even though they didn't need to, which is okay. But I could see it confusing people if they're going, but my seeds don't look right to be pelleted. That's because they're not. I'm sprinkling a few extra in here rather than trying to make it just 1 seed or 2 seeds, because these are older seeds, and historically older seeds don't always come up. The problem with that is when they do, you wind up with an overabundance, shall we say. But we really do like basil, so I won't say you can't have an overabundance of basil. Basil goes to seed here pretty quickly, no matter what you do with it. So my current plan is to start it a couple times this summer. We just found out the other day that our major end of summer event has been canceled for the year. And the upside of that is that once again we will have the ability to start things and grow things whenever we want to without having to time them, so that that they don't interfere with our events, or find somebody who can take care of the place for us. So I've got basil in there. And it's also going to give us the time, hopefully this year, to finish a whole stack of projects that we just want to get done.